bye week and then a short week. How does the schedule shift around?
You know, it's kind of like our, every other week that we've had. We haven't had a normal week yet, and so it's been hard to get into a routine with the guys. But we'll, today we just started installing the base stuff against Miami. We'll work more towards Miami tomorrow. We'll give these guys off on Friday and Saturday, and then we'll go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and get ready for the game.
Did you see improvement from your offensive line on Saturday?
In some areas, yes. In some areas, when we got a little bit banged up and had some other guys come in and did a decent job, and so but there was some improvement, yes. And I think I'm seeing improvement every week. We're just a long way from where we want to be.
When you talk about turning around the season, what are some of the positives you've seen that you hope can keep going forward and kind of some building blocks from here on out?
Well, these guys are still working hard. They're still working hard, and they're fighting, and they believe. They believe in what they're doing. They believe in what we're doing. And if we keep working hard, we're going to make some good things happen. And eventually, enough lights are going to come on in some heads that we're going to continue to do things the right way. And I think good things are going to happen.
Where do you think you guys are just mentally in terms of handling this? Obviously a losing streak is dangerous in terms of guys possibly losing faith and all that.
Yeah, I mean that's always a chance when you're not having success, and that's again when I talk about finding out what we're made of, what kind of people we are. Are we front runners, or are we guys that are going to fight and scratch and claw all the way to the end? And I think you find out a lot about individuals. I think you find a lot about what your team is and the identity of your football team.
Defensively, what game you hope? Maybe there were the two big plays.
It's just, I mean, everybody can see it. It's just a couple of things, a couple of breakdowns. And if it's not for those breakdowns, which that's been a consistent thing for us, if we don't have those couple, we can start cutting those out. If we get those cut out, we can play solid defense, and we can be a good defensive unit. And the guys see it, and they're frustrated with it too. And so we just keep working, and we get those things. We're going to cut them out eventually. We'll cut them out, and we'll play good defense.
Blake said yesterday that he thought Marquise's performance makes him more comfortable in terms of being able to put him in the game later in the season. How do you see his role progressing, changing any if it does?
I could see, obviously, Brent is still our starter, and I expect Brent to play this week or next week, and I wouldn't be surprised if Blake plays Marquise in some areas of the game.
Is there would there be an uptick maybe in his usage, or is it just kind of going to be a game-to-game?
It'll be game-to-game. Yeah. Depends on what's going on. I mean, but I could see it happening every game.
It's big, especially with the start we're having right now. You just got to keep everybody positive. I know we have the players and the coaches to turn this thing around, and just got to keep guys believing. Even we're about halfway through the season, we can turn this thing around. We can get hot. We have a favorable second half of the season, and straight ACC games, and they're big. The ACC Coastal Division champion, isn't out of reach. We're 0-2 in the Coastal, but I want to say Georgia Tech had 3 losses or so last year, and they went to ACC championship game. So why can't that be us?
As a senior, you're almost halfway through your last year here. What are your thoughts on the season so far, and how you can maybe change it around and get better going into Miami?
The season has been going as great as you want it to, but we're still a young team. We got a lot of things we're building on, and we're fixing the mistakes. And I feel like once we get everything together, as you can see, as a defense, we played great this past week, but in offense, they played great in the other weeks. I think that we just have to have all 3 phases of the game, all on the same page in one game, and I think we'll be a pretty good squad. You always hear people talk about the Florida speed, and down there, their receivers are really fast. They have athletic linemen, and they always have a good, fast running back. So, it's important for the guys to wrap up tackles. Tackling is going to be a big for us because, one missed tackle, and the guy, he's going to be striking up sideline for 60. With their speed, you just have to play fundamental football and, not let them loose or have open field, because they can really make a lot of things happen in open field.
Seems like you guys have had a couple pretty spirited practices here over the last couple of days. I mean, is that a product of just the season not going how you want it to?
After watching the film of Virginia Tech, it was a couple plays, that kept us out of that game, and we, especially defensively, we felt like we played really well, aside from a few plays, and that's helped keep the spirits up, and we know that once we play a complete game, things are going to fall into place for us.